everyone, welcome back to another video. So I just wanted to do another review for you today on the Rapha Classic Road Shoe, which I have here. Now this is a shoe that I've been using, I was trying to work it out then, possibly for the past 6 months at least. Now this is priced in at £180 from Rapha's website directly. This is the black and white. They also do a white and black, a yellow and black, and they now do a silver sort of colour that changes colour, which is really cool. But even from people that say that they hate black shoes, I've been out with quite a few black shoe haters, and they've all picked up on these and said how nice these are. So if you haven't ever thought about getting a black shoe, this is something that may tempt you into it, especially if you're scared about getting your white shoes dirty, or even a good winter shoe. These, like I said, I've been riding solidly for 6 months. And generally each time I put them on, it's a real nice feeling because they look brand new every time. And I generally haven't cleaned these properly yet. It's literally just a quick wipe down at the end of each ride. The upper, although it looks like it, isn't actually a leather, but that isn't a problem. These are 100% microfiber. It's still very stiff in the areas that you want it to be, so around the back, in the heel box area, and then in the toe box area. That's all still nice and hard and rigid. However, everything else is nice and soft. So if you can see that, it's still extremely soft around the sides, especially in the ankle area as well. So I haven't had any discomfort with these whatsoever in any of my rides. And obviously one of the places that I think a lot of cyclists do get that sort of rubbing is around that heel area, which I haven't had any issues with whatsoever. Now, this was the first time I've ever had a lace shoe. I put it off for quite a while. There's a few other brands that probably did it before the Rapha shoes, so brands like Giro. I did really want a pair of lace-up shoes. I love that classic look, and it's typical of Rapha again. I love that classic look. However, I was a little bit worried about getting that lace-up shoe just simply because of the adjustments on the bike. I've had boas before, I've had ratchets before, and I found myself a lot of the time on the bike, on the move, even during a race potentially, dialing that in. And actually I was thinking about it the other day when I was discussing with a friend on a ride. I think I actually probably often did that a little bit too much, because I was always messing about with it and I always found that I had foot ache on a ride and I probably over-dialed them so that I cut off the circulation. Well, that never happens with these. Before you leave the house, tie them up perfect, that is it for the rest of the ride, and I haven't ever felt the need during a ride, mid-ride, to actually have to undo them and restart again. I'd ride them all the way through till I get home. Now, a little trick that I do, and I got taught this in a walk-in shop, so for walk-in shoes, is when I do tie the laces, I go around once like you would normally do. Now I also go around once more like that and then pull. That keeps it really nice and secure, and it keeps it locked in. So definitely, if you are getting these shoes, I just recommend doing that simple thing, and that just keeps that real nice and secure, so that if you are tying a knot, it doesn't ever come loose on the ride. Now what there also is, on this shoe is a little elastic tab, which you can see here. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. If I put my finger through there. Once you have tied a couple of knots in your laces, you can tuck them all down there like that. So it just keeps them out of the way and they're not flapping around. One, it's more aerodynamic, and two, I think probably the main feature and the reason behind and the benefit from that is that it doesn't clog up and get caught up in your chain. Laces wise, at least I can't speak for other brands, but for these, they're really nice and thick, they're nice and durable, there's no sign whatsoever of wear on those. There is obviously Velcro on the bottom as well. I haven't actually ever touched that before a ride. I just keep that where it is, then put my foot in and do up the laces. But obviously, if you have got a fairly narrow foot down the bottom, or even a wide foot, you obviously have got that adjustment near the bottom and the base of the toe, if you were to need that. Now, moving on to the sole. This is a full carbon sole. So like pretty much everything I've bought in the past 5+ years, probably even more than that to be fair, I haven't bought anything but a carbon sole. I always said, even when I worked back in the cycling trade, one of the best upgrades I think you could do either on bike or off bike is a good pair of pedals and a good pair of shoes. And that really does transform a bike, in my personal opinion. So definitely recommend good carbon sole, which this definitely, based on my personal experience with cycling with different road shoes, and I've had top end brands and top end models. Brands like Specialized, City, Bont physique. I've had all of those road shoe brands, even Mavic over the years, and this is up there with some of them, definitely for power transfer. Now, unlike pretty much all of the ones that I've just rattled off there, and especially Bont, which is very delicate on the sole, this has got a TPU, which is a thermoplastic, covering across the whole of the carbon, apart from this area, which is protected by your cleat anyway. All the way around the sole here is a thick plastic. Now, this has been absolutely perfect for my style of riding. Most recently, I've been getting off the bike quite a bit. I've been taking off my camera on pretty much every ride that I've been on recently, getting off at cafes, etc. I've been doing a lot of walking in these. The grip on them is extremely good. Haven't found myself slipping around like you would like normally down the road looking like a penguin, that awkward walk. And definitely something I think a lot of brands should look at doing with a lot more of their shoes. Maybe not their race day ones, but any of their other shoes, I definitely recommend putting this on the sole of the shoes. At the moment it's not really showing any signs of wear, and like I said, I've been riding these for a good 5 to 6 months solidly, and there's no real sign of wear on those soles whatsoever. So I'm really pleased with that, because usually after just a couple of weeks I'm finding that the soles of the shoes are looking really damaged and a bit tired. Size wise on this, I haven't had any troubles with this whatsoever. A lot of brands that I've had in the past, I've found that there's been a little bit of annoyance on the toes, and I don't know if it's because I haven't got the dials right, so therefore my foot is slipping, or it's been pushed to the front and then I've dialed it in and it's just snug. But maybe it is something to do with the laces. But I found that this, which is a 45, so I'm a UK 10 or a UK 9.5, and these are very true to size. So I haven't had any issues with size. It's not like they're slopping around, they're a perfect fit. I mean, even if they're uncomfortable, probably still recommend you just getting them. I mean, they look really cool, don't they? So all in all, I definitely recommend the Rapha Classic Road Shoes. I think they're absolutely brilliant. One of the comfiest pairs of shoes, if not the comfiest that I've ever had. I've used them solely for road cycling at the moment, but like I say, I have been stopping a lot recently, getting off the bike, walking around, taking photos, stopping off at cafes, and obviously at the moment, because we're in lockdown, no cafes are really officially open, so a lot of it is standing outside, there's no sitting down, so I have been properly walking in these effectively. So I definitely recommend it to anyone that's doing sort of your adventure riding that's predominantly on road, just because you can get off and walk quite a bit, so if you are stopping off at places, they would be the perfect shoe. Any other questions, obviously please let me know, but otherwise please like and subscribe. There will be more Rapha reviews coming up soon, probably a bike one as well, and I've also got a new helmet on the way. So thank you very much for watching. Dear Rapha, if you'd like the white ones reviewed, please send them to me, and I'll do my best to find any differences between the black and the white that I'd also like.